Why are you being like 15 minutes late?
Because I always start it and I have any issues, give me 15 minutes to troubleshoot.
So, but the thing about you is you're going to do some questions here. But you talk about your credits, master sheets, okay, so like we were, you talk about it, that's the rest full. So, she's going to work with the geologic survey. And it's kind of like building databases. So she ended up quitting her job as a county coordinator. As far as she's in and so she was a camera for 2 years. And then after that, was failing. So she actually, no, that was PGS, so she put PGS next dive. And then she worked from there, and she was good, but there was no COVID. She just got COVID. So never came negative. And they're getting ready for the Olympics. So it's a little bit different. Cameron has, we've done a lot of money interest and stuff. We've done a lot of politics. This is what it is. She's 8 then. There's 2 others. 2 years. So she was talking about. Yeah. I think so. I think the challenge is really. She has an interesting, a different perspective on geology. Soil, sheep.
How are you? Good.
That's really from the time in college.
Room's got to speak. Who supports staff? I think. Who supports staff? Yeah. I think really much. They want to know all the time. They have some good snowboarding stories.
Yeah, and they'll talk. What, you know, it's like, this is good. This is the thing. It's not even there.
Not that I would actually use it.
But you're very There's somebody from somebody from Illinois.
Hopefully you guys will know when you get in person.
My cousin got it. So I just assumed the airport. My brother is good
This isn't the cool kid
Yeah, it's only 3/4 of a page.
These chairs are the hardest.
I know you said that.
Chairs to move around.
That was hurtful. Words hurt. Words hurt.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Jesse. We have him in it. I was gonna ask. Do we know how many people applied for that position? Joe's position? So I was gonna ask about that if we had a number.
I don't, if they send it to me, is that I know? I don't,
I was gonna ask.
and I don't know if there's been any. Well, ask it. You got 2 minutes.
I've got 45 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Is Laura going to stay teaching? I got a board.
No, it's not in here. You gotta go teach assembly.
No, I
Right there. Go right there.
like an unplug, yes.
Gotta take one there, then go to your reason instructor.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard to break code.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, it is 6 o'clock. I want to welcome everybody who's here today. I need to call to order the Union County School District Number 1 Board of Trustees Board Meeting. Can everybody please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I need a motion to adopt today's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. You get them, Brian? Okay. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. I need a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda items, the minutes, approval, and payment of bills.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the consent items as listed.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Dan? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Mr. Thomas, we have some presentations.
Yes. Jesse, you want to come forward and introduce your team?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening, I was gonna say good night. I'm ready. It's been a long day.
You're ready to go.
My name is Jessie Barnes, I'm the Executive Director of the UNT County Safe Task Force. Stands for Sexual Assault Family Violence Task Force, and we're here tonight because February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. And we thought this year we would like to partner with the school districts in doing a proclamation. So I got a hold of Mr. Thomas. I still have a hard time calling him Ryan.
Well, if you notice, I was going to call you Jesse Jorgensen, so sorry.
Got a hold of him and he accepted us to be here. So this is Jade Zolsdorf. She is the executive assistant and lead advocate for SAFE, and Vanessa Weekly is the victim witness coordinator for the Evanston Police Department. We also have Gina Sandquist, who works for the UNT County Sheriff's Department, victim witness coordinator. Maria Orzo, who is the district court victim witness, county attorneys. Adelaida Ramirez, she is an advocate for UNT County Safe Task Force, and Amber Ellis Peru is also an advocate. We had a conflict, so not all of us could be here because it's also a Mountain View's school board meeting. So that's why you only get 3 of us. So
I just wanted to thank everyone for allowing us to come and just read a proclamation, like she stated, is about teen dating violence awareness, and I think everybody has been privy to events that have happened here in our close to our community. And so we're trying to do the best that we can, along with school districts, to inform people, to especially let the young people know what is a good relationship, what is a bad relationship, resources that are out there to help them if they need that. And so we want to make sure that they're aware, as well as the school district, and try to see if there's any way we could stop this, stop some of the violence, or try to make as much of an effort as we can. And again, I'd like to thank everyone on behalf of the Evanston Police Department, and I think everyone knows Chief Mike Branish, and then the UNT County Sheriff's Department, Sheriff Andy Kopp as well, and then the UNT County Attorney's Office, Loretta Howison, who is the district attorney, and again, SAFE, and all the victim advocates, all of us who work together to try to make this a community that's safe, but also informed, and hopefully us talking about it, or people knowing that there's resources, even if it's just lending an ear. Please tell me what's going on. I can refer you to someone. I can talk to someone. Let's see what we can do. Any type of effort that we can do to stop this. And so I appreciate everybody's time. I won't take too much because I also have something at 7 o'clock as well. And I'm going to let Jade read the proclamation that was written for Teen Dating Violence Month. Thank you.
before you do that, I just want to throw out a few stats. I'm not sure. 1 in 12 high school students will experience physical or sexual violence in a relationship. 1 in 5 girls, 1 in 10 boys will experience physical, sexual violence in their intimate partner relationship. And this one, I think that this one is probably one of the most important ones, is according to the National Survey of Youth, 68% of teens experience educational interference because of intimate partner violence. 67% experience job interference, and 65% will experience financial control during their teen years. And teen dating violence statistically starts at age 11.
Wow, 11.
And so education is very, very important. And so,
This effort of prevention.
yes, so we really appreciate you all allowing us to be here and bringing this to your attention as well. Okay.
So the proclamation will read, Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, or TDVAM, is a national effort to raise awareness about healthy relationships and prevent abuse among youth. Students deserve to feel safe, respected, and supported in every aspect of their lives, including their relationships. UNT County School District Number 1 recognizes that relationship safety is essential to student well-being, academic success, and a positive school climate. We acknowledge that teen dating violence affects young people across Wyoming, including students in our own community, and that early awareness and education can prevent long-term harm. The district is committed to fostering environments where students can learn about healthy relationships, seek help when needed, and trust that adults will respond with care and support. Therefore, Ryan Thomas, Superintendent of UNT County School District Number 1, hereby recognizes February 2026 as Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month within our district. We encourage staff, students, families, and community partners to join us in promoting healthy relationships, supporting survivors, and strengthening the safety and well-being of all students.
You're probably lucky that you don't have to sign all the checks, but you're gonna be signing up quite a bit, so just right under your name. And then we're wanting to leave some with you that maybe you can hang
Great,
up in
we'll
the
post 'em.
schools for the month, and then we'll also display it in our office. Do you all have any questions? Well, he's probably
What is
gonna get a
today?
hand cramp. 10, thank you.
Any questions from the board at all?
Thank you for your work in
you.
our community.
Yeah, I have one. Yeah, and you may not have any statistics or whatever with this, but of the young people that are involved with this type of situation, how many of them see it happen at home?
That's a very good question. You're right, I don't have statistics.
Yeah, and-
We do know that typically, kids who grow up in a household where violence is prevalent will continue on that path. That's what they know. Not per se that they're comfortable with it, but that's
That's
how it goes. And I think a lot of kids nowadays, you might have heard the phrase love bombing, where, they will fight and then right away it's, I love you, I'm sorry, I won't ever do that again. And,
that happens again tomorrow.
I think people who grow up in households with violence, that's how love is shown. So we don't know. I can tell you statistically that what we know, 1.5 million youth will go through violence within a year. And that's just the ones that come forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
Well, and I would say out of just my work, every teen that I've ever worked with, I believe all of them have had some form of abuse in the home, or at least one of the homes at some point in their life that they grew up in.
Yeah.
And if they didn't have abuse, they've witnessed it, that it becomes normal to them. One of the things she did mention, and we didn't mention, social media is
Yes,
not a
yes,
good thing.
no.
It actually, it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. actually is a form that is utilized in some of the teen dating violence, because when they're upset and mad, first thing they do is they start texting or Instagram or something, well, you know, we do this, and they send it out, and this and this and this, and it spreads like wildfire. I'm glad that the schools don't have phones. That is one of the best things that I don't have kids here anymore like that. But I'm glad that they don't have that. But that social media, it's a constant fight with them, because they utilize that as one of the big weapons to manipulate the other person.
Yes. I got some here that's.
It's, I don't know, it's a constant battle.
Thank you.
We're trying.
And thank you for
Yes.
your work.
And like I said, the biggest thing is just lending an ear, listening to someone, or like Jesse stated, that they find a trusted adult or friend or somebody who they can tell their experience.
I can't stop.
That's the first step right there, someone talking about what's going on.
Right.
So, again, we appreciate
Ladies, thank
the
you.
time that you guys gave us. I wish.
Thank you.
And then I
I
know.
wish
get
I
them
could
posted.
say that it's
Okay, and
a
then
battle
one
that
for-
we're gonna win. It's gonna take
Okay.
some time.
Thank
but
you.
We certainly aren't gonna, we will not give up anymore.
Ryan, do you need a picture with them?
Would you like a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why don't you guys come stand up here?
Yeah. Good idea.
Hopefully they will call.
Somewhere we can say that we're
Yeah.
not here.
Right here, Jesse, right
No,
here.
you can
No, slide this
cover us
way.
up, that's fine.
No, there's space between you still. Shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder. A little closer.
Making a mess.
We just didn't want to see you.
Great, thank you. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Well, I read it, 'cause I know these guys.
I know.
We'll see you.
I did talk.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
He come around. I didn't go talk about it.
All righty, thank you again.
Thank you.
We're back to you, Mr. Thomas, on department reports.
I'm going to introduce Mr. Fackrell, Transportation. I believe he's first, and turn the time over to him.
That looks good on the side of the building. Maybe we should have that put on the side of our building. Not just photoshopped.
Yeah, that is, isn't it? Is that Photoshop?
Oh, yeah. It's part of this presentation.
You talking about that photo right there?
Yeah, not up yet, yeah. I think that would look good on the side there. Not 25, 26, but,
The building does say transportation on it. They just put the Union County School District across the top.
oh, okay.
Well done.
Yeah.
We thought that was a pretty good place for that photo this year.
No, yeah.
Wow. 323 bus miles. Wow. No, that's
Technology.
That's great. Especially when there's inclement weather, bad roads and that type of stuff.
Oh, we're breathing. There we go.
There we go.
Hello, everybody. I'll try to keep this short, simple, and sweet for you. As always, if there's any additional information, please ask. I may be able to answer your questions right up front. Might have to get back to you at a later date and time. This is a quick overview of our year-to-year transportation. Some highlights from last year. We did get the 2 buses approved. They are in order. They should be here within the next month or 2. Keep the age of the fleet down. We did get 2 this last year, the brand new ones. 229,441 student rides. So we get that number by every time a student steps on a bus, we count that as a student ride. So that's pretty impressive, 230,000 rides for a year-to-year basis. And no safety incidents, so I'm pretty proud of that.
Right.
We did 323,000 miles, a little over. No major incidents. We did have 1 minor fender bender, but nothing major that anybody got hurt, that we had to tow a bus or anything. And I consider that a pretty good victory as well. This is a 3-year comparison, just so you can see from year to year of our average daily riders and our route miles. You can see though, even though the miles are going down, ridership is staying pretty level. Miles are going down because we've been trying to find efficiencies in routing, combining some things, just being better at what we do. It's another 3-year comparison. This is just to let you know, like activity miles and field trips, this is in addition to the everyday route stuff. We do put on quite a few miles every year traveling around the state. Average age category, this is something I show you every year just so you know where our fleets are sitting. As with buses and the student Suburbans, we are kind of limited on what we can replace by WDE. They have a time limit. So we have to wait for buses to either be 17 years old or 240,000 miles. The student Suburbans have to be 15 years or 200,000. So we're kind of stuck there. The age of the fleet will never really change that much when it comes to buses or Suburbans, just because they make us wait for so long until we can replace them. So we just do the best we can with those, keep them running, keep them safe. You can see our oldest category is the staff vehicles, which is still, I think it's 15.8 average age. We're working on bringing that down. A couple years ago, approached the board and you okayed me to get a new staff vehicle. It gets used a lot. It's our #1 requested vehicle now. Still working on trying to get another one, kind of help bring that down. Nothing's wrong with the vehicles we have now. They're just getting old. A new category I put on here this year is the 20 miscellaneous. I've been kind of tracking those for a couple years, and I thought, well, maybe the board would like to know. That's a category of maintenance vehicles, food service vehicles, other things around that are just not categorized as student transport or staff. Just so you kind of had an idea of where everything is at. This is another slide that I've just updated from year to year, so you can see where we're at on costs and repair, how much it is per mile to run these vehicles. Everything is tracking from category to category, about 5 cents a mile more this year. I think next year it'll probably be about the same kind of increase, just with all the tariffs and manufacturing. And I think some vendors are taking advantage of some of that as well. They're adding on some extra cost and then claiming that it's a tariff. So it's not really anything a reflection of our fleet as to say, like, it's not really more repairs, it's just getting more costly to repair. And once again, you can see I added the miscellaneous vehicles on there. That number is higher than the others. When you get into things like plow trucks and delivery vans, they do get quite a bit of abuse and they are kind of costly to repair. And that's why that number is so high. just in case you were wondering. Operating costs, saw an increase this year, like I said, vendor price charges, but it's across the board on everything. Software's gone up, tooling, our training materials for training new drivers and keeping them trained, all that's gone up. Goes back to vendors, I think are kind of, they do what they gotta do to stay in business, but I think sometimes they're kind of taking a little advantage of the current situation.
Yeah.
And then it's just other various items needed for day-to-day, everything across the board is just going up a little bit. The one good thing, fuel costs, we actually saw a decrease of $16,000 this last year, just due to, we're trying to do reduced idle times, we're doing some other things to save fuel, but fuel itself actually came down a little bit from year to year this last year. So that helps us out a little bit. Upcoming costs, we do have the 2 buses that are on order that'll be here hopefully next month, is what I'm being told. Those costs will be $431, $440. Upcoming school year, WDE has approved to replace 2. I'll come back to here in a minute and ask you to approve some things like that. And they've also allowed us to replace a bus for 3 student Suburbans. So that would be a question I'll have for you in a couple minutes. And in the future, all of our buses have camera systems. The state requires that we have cameras on buses. The older systems are just failing, obsolete technology. We've been piecing them together to keep them going as long as we can. We're getting to the point where parts and pieces are obsolete, and so we're kind of back into this corner of what do we do now. So we've been talking to some vendors on what is the best road. I mean, do we just buy new systems? They come at a cost of $7,000 a piece. We got 34 buses to do. So that's a pretty hefty price tag. The thing is, right now, some vendors are offering an all-in-one system is what they call it. It's where the system's got GPS, it's got routing, it's got the cameras on it. That would be a good option, so that we're not buying different parts and pieces to get what we want. Another thing that's coming up is everything's going AI. Yeah. So now the new camera systems have AI functionalities built into them. Something that I don't think we necessarily need to have, but it's always the nice, shiny thing, right? I think if we can hold out for a little bit, the cost of that will come down a little bit as well, because new technology is always expensive up front. So, there's that. And then, planning for next year, staffing. At the end of this year, we're having a couple drivers retire, a couple are leaving for some other things. We're continuing to work on recruitment. It's getting pretty hard right now. You know, with the new Horse Palace opening and some other things, people are kind of shying away from working for the district, especially with the news of recalibration. You know, they just don't know what that means, and so they're afraid to come work for us. But we're doing all right now, and I think we'll have everything online next year. And we'll just continue to work on that. Financial, we're going to continue looking at costs, different vendors, different manufacturers, different ways we can do things, potentially save a little money here and there. Operation, we're always looking at routes for safety, move routes here and there, change stops. If we can do what we do better with less miles, then that's what we'll do. Training is always a #1 priority for us. Continuation of that training with new updated training. Student behaviors and referrals, that's our #1 focus this year. We're trying to work with the students to get the referrals down and better the student behaviors on the bus. You know, we're here to take them to school so they can learn, but we're also trying to help them learn how to be better on the bus. That's how we think about it. Our main focus is safe and reliable transportation and responsible use of district funds. So that's all I've got for you tonight. If you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I did. I was actually sitting here, wanted to ask you how the hoists are working out for you.
Great, yeah.
Are they? Okay.
At
So-
first, there was little bugs in them, but the company's got them all worked out, and the guys are liking them. They work really well.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure our investment was
Oh, yeah.
worth it, so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's nice that we can have somebody come in and do their yearly certification and not have to give us the head shake and say, So, no, they're really nice, and we do appreciate them.
How many of the buses have Wi-Fi now?
I want to say 6, 5?
5?
Those are reimbursed through the state if we can prove that it's for the benefit of the driver. You would think the state would want them on there for, I mean, as for transportation, there might be something on the school side that I'm not aware of, but as for transportation, they will only put them on if it helps the driver. And I'm like, well, it should be for student homework needs, but for WDE on transportation side, they say no, it's driver use only.
Like
There
for
was some
GPS,
funding.
or like what would the driver use it for?
Yeah, GPS, routing.
Right.
There was some funding available a couple years ago for them, but it is since expired, and I'm not aware of any other funding coming around for those.
So, you might have heard in the news, E-rate, they piloted for a year, Wi-Fi for buses, and then this last year they took it out. So it's a one-year term where they said E-rate can pay for that. In fact, Travis and I had a conversation. I said, let's give it a year to see kind of what happens. And sure enough, after that year, E-rate came out this year and said they would not pay for that. So that cost is just a district cost that we provide for our students and buses.
It honestly doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I wish we could put them on every bus. It's just the funding.
Right. Yeah. It was a surprise that my kid used it for the first time this year. So I didn't even know that was an option.
We try to keep them on the main activity buses,
Yeah.
so they do have access to that while they're on. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Continuing on, Sheila Stewart, our Director of Food Service, will be next with her budget presentation.
So, good evening, Chairman Peterson and members of the board. I would like to take a few minutes to share our strategic planning goals for nutrition services and how our department supports student successes, wellness, and district sustainability. Last year, I shared some goals that we set forth for our department. Those goals were to improve nutritional quality and meal participation, promote nutritional education and wellness, strengthen financial sustainability, improve operational efficiency, and enhance stakeholder engagement and communication. Join me as we dive into a food-inspired field trip and recap what we did to meet our goals. The magic would not happen without our amazing staff. They are the heart and soul of the program. This year, my staff and I have worked hard to implement the changes needed to increase student meal participation by providing high-quality meals in schools. We've faced many challenges, including constantly changing federal regulations, decreasing enrollment, staffing shortages, and adapting menu items due to price increases to direct food cost. We work hard to bring awareness to school meals. On the first Friday of May, we celebrate our staff with National School Lunch Hero Day. I encourage each of you to stop by our cafeterias to watch school nutrition professionals prepare healthy meals for students, all while adhering to strict nutritional standards, navigating food allergies, and offering service with a smile. The tagline, "Not all heroes wear capes," is evident. Our heroes wear hairnets and wield serving utensils. As we enter our second year of participating in Wyoming Farm to School, we are excited about new opportunities. Governor Mark Gordon signed a proclamation declaring October 2nd as Wyoming's official Farm to School Day. Some of our staff members got to attend the first Wyoming Farm to School Expo in Casper. We were greeted by State Superintendent Megan Dagenfelder and First Lady Jenny Gordon, who spoke on the importance of school meals and how the Wyoming Hunger Initiative programs are working together to end hunger in Wyoming. We even had students from Horizon use the Farm to School corn shucking event from last year as their presentation for the Tour of Excellence. Here at UCSD number 1, we planned a homegrown feast. Our menu consisted of sloppy Cowboy Joes, made with beef purchased from our very own Red Devil Ranch. Mr. Ellis and students from the FFA program helped shuck 1,500 ears of sweet Utah corn to serve to the entire district. Students also enjoyed locally grown Pink Lady apples. So now that I've shared some of the activities going on, let me share some of the results of current meals served. All data is as of January 31st of this year. This year, we launched a new cycle breakfast menu. I recruited the help of kitchen staff, students, parents, healthcare professionals, and chefs. We implemented proteins such as eggs, cheese, and breakfast meats to create a more balanced meal. At the beginning of the year, we were faced with a USDA sugar reduction in our breakfast items. Through some strategic menu planning and vendors reformulating their products, I'm happy to say that we are offering less added sugars to our students' diets. We continue to take advantage of the Department of Defense's Fresh Fruit and Vegetable program. This allowed us to purchase fresh options, many of which are local with commodity funds. The students loved having new items. I did learn a lesson serving blood oranges to little ones at Halloween. That's not a really great option if they don't know what that is. And we also learned that kids had no idea how to eat fresh pears. Our mission statement is Feed the Future. We take this role very seriously. School lunch is critical to student health and well-being, especially for children in low-income households. It ensures that students have the nutrition that they need throughout the day. School lunches are designed to meet specific nutritional guidelines, ensuring students receive a variety of food groups necessary for healthy growth and development. Eating lunch together with peers can foster a sense of community and social interaction. In addition to providing breakfast and lunch, we also provide after-school snacks as well as our summer meal program that provides meals throughout the summer free of charge to children. This slide is a current snapshot of our free and reduced meal percentage. As a district, 44.59% of our students receive free meals. The declining enrollment, economic downturn, rising costs of living, and lack of employment have all contributed to this factor. In addition to receiving federal funding, we offer catering to help close the financial gap. While our main focus is feeding students, we have hosted bake sales, have catered events inside and outside of the district. Our goals this year are as follows. Increase student participation by expanding breakfast and lunch through student-driven menus and improve access. Number 2, enhance meal quality and satisfaction by serving nutritious, appealing meals students want to eat while maintaining all nutritional standards. Number 3, strengthen financial sustainability by optimizing cost management by reducing food waste, improving procurement practices, and increasing meal participation to maximize federal reimbursements. Number 4, invest in staff and operations by supporting and training staff to deliver safe, efficient, high-quality meal services every day. Also to upgrade kitchen equipment and facilities for better meal preparation. And to implement technology solutions for menu planning, ordering, and inventory management. And lastly, maintain compliance and food safety by meeting all state and federal requirements with transparency and accountability. Thank you for your time. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, do you have a catering menu?
That can be accessed?
I do not have a catering menu per se, but if you're looking for something particular, just let me know and we are happy to accommodate.
Okay, great.
I was just checking out the charcuterie board. Or charcuterie table.
Yeah.
That's been my first and only so far, but I think it turned out pretty
It
okay.
looks good.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your
Yes,
time.
thank you very much.
All righty. That concludes our department reports. We can now move on to discussion items.
Chairman Peterson, members of the board, I'd like to introduce Remy Woodward. He's going to provide us an update on the German foreign exchange program. Remy, come on down. And thanks for being patient.
So as of currently, for our June trip where we're sending our Americans down to Germany, we have 10 students, including myself, and the students are currently raising their own funds to be able to participate. And we will be reporting to the board about that trip as soon as possible, hopefully sometime in August. For the September trip, where the Germans will be coming here, we've received travel dates that the Germans will be arriving Thursday, September 17th, and they will be departing October 1st. So I think that's around homecoming time.
That's what I was gonna say, when was our homecoming game?
I think it's in between then.
It's that week.
Is the- Okay. Huh?
Um,
The 25th, perfect.
They have 17 students coming over here
Wow.
and 2 teachers.
Oh.
The Germans are very excited. They had a lot of applicants and they couldn't accept them all, but they tried. They will be attending schools and classes with either a host family student or another student, kind of just shadowing them so we don't have to come up with our own special schedule. We will soon be asking for volunteers to host the German exchange students. As of right now, they're kind of doing like personality biography type tests over there, so we can match them up with their perfect host family. And we are hoping that some of the students that we're sending over there will be able to host a German exchange student. And I would like to thank Ryan Thomas and Scott Kohler for supporting me in the idea to facilitate this new program for Edison High School. Is there any questions?
No, I'm excited.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. That's,
Were you able to secure any community support for this?
Not officially, however, we've had a lot of community members coming forward, talking about how excited they are and how willing they are to participate as host families. We know that that was a concern for some of the school administration was host families, but I believe it won't be any problem.
What about organizations?
The
Like-
Rotary Club has sponsored $1,000 to our students for our program, and that will be used to facilitate travels for anything needed while we're in Germany.
Awesome.
So what's the length of time you anticipate them being here? How many weeks? Or
That'll be 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
yes.
They'll be
End
in
of
school
September.
for 1 week and then traveling around for 3 weeks.
So a host family would be looking at 2 weeks?
Yes.
Host family, you know what you're saying? Just curious.
Same
Good-
for us, we'll
good
be over there
information.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Remy. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, Warren.
Chairman Peterson, am I up?
Oh, just 1 second.
Okay.
Were you referring to people trying to donate or a route of being able to donate to this program? When you were talking about organizations being involved with it a little bit, is that what you were looking at? Monetary things to help
Yeah.
support these kids?
Yeah.
So I guess that's the question is there something we can look at or the community can do or make them aware of it so we can make this happen a little easier for these kids?
You're asking if we could find a way to promote it to the community to where they might step up and donate?
Yes.
I'm sure that could be done, but I'm not positive how, unless it was something that we did through the newspaper or something like that.
Okay.
Or the Evanston, I mean, we have some Evanston websites, that are fairly active.
Okay.
And the students themselves are fundraising.
No, they are. But what I'm saying, it would be nice to have the community involvement with it, and I think that's what Brian was going down that road a little bit with that, so.
Yeah. It seems like something the community might be wanting to participate in, it's a kind of a once-in-a-lifetime experience for some of these students to get to go to Germany and spend 2 full weeks over there, both participating in school and touring around Germany and seeing what they have to offer, which is amazing.
Okay.
One of the things I'd suggest, if we could, if it work out, it'd be up to the high school, but homecoming is pretty well representative. It might be good to put them on a float during the parade and recognize our student exchange students, our German exchange students on both sides, those who went and those who are here. And even a quick way is, if you're interested, let us know. So that'd be one quick way we could do it, but there are lots of ways we can get that out there.
Okay. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help, so.
Be pretty impressive for really anyone to ride a float in our homecoming parade, throw candy. Another side of our community that many people don't see.
We sell out that time every year.
All righty. Mr. Thomas.
Chairman Peterson, members of the board, this is one of the things that we have done annually is our budget development timeline, principles, and processes for 26, 27. These have always been important, and I would say that this year maybe more than others, but really, if you look back last 15 years, probably 12 of those we've had potential budget crises as of this time of the year, where for whatever reason, approaching the legislative session, we're in a position where potentially we'll lose funding. If you look back, the last 14 years, 7 of those years, we've received additional funds. The other 7, we actually had to reduce our spending using these budget processes, and they've worked. So this year, we are facing some challenges, but I'm optimistic. So probably more than ever, we need to make sure these are in place and really focus on what we believe is important as we prepare for the budget. So just going through this, this is a tool that's been put together and John and I follow for years, but budget principles and priorities is a balanced budget, which is required by law. Meet the legal requirements of FAPE, which is also required by law. And FAPE truly is not a high standard. We do much more than FAPE, which is free and appropriate public education. We provide a quality education for all individuals, but FAPE is required by the law. Our priority is to protect core programs first, K-12, that's language, arts, math, social studies, and science. That's one of the suggestions that I may do as we look at this year is a priority should be to protect our specialists and related arts and elective teachers too. That should be a priority in our funding. It always has been, but the core is what we always have strived to protect it. Scrutinize all expenditures for possible savings. Reduce staffing when necessary through attrition. I think that should say reduce staffing when possible through attrition. And I left it that way specifically. I think we need to tighten that up a little bit. We're not to the point now where we'll say we're going to scrutinize every retirement or every resignation at the possibility of saving funding. Roughly, a certified teacher is $100,000, so it's easy to determine how many positions you need to save $1 million. Provide a salary increase for all employees. That continues to be my commitment, and I would like to be able to fund the salary schedules that we've approved over the last 2 years. Transparency, data to stakeholders and decision makers. We've never really had a meeting between now and our budget session in July, but I have scheduled a public forum to review what's happening in the legislature, and really to start off with, to explain how schools are funded. I think that's really confusing and not understood in our state. And honestly, we should be very proud how schools are funded in the state of Wyoming. We still do wonderful things. We've never said that that's not the case, that schools are well funded. It's just that they need to be continually competitive for teachers and continually be funded at a high rate. You may lose me for a minute. Transparency, and we talked about that. Board reserve, to maintain between 7 and 12%. Depending on what happens with the legislation, that may be harder than ever before, because now it becomes truly a moving target. If they change some of these funding streams, our carryover is going to go from 12% to 18%, because our overall dollar value, or 40 million is typically what we look at for an entitlement, will be decreased. So our 12% will skyrocket to 18%. So we do have a buffer, and when we're watching that closely, it's really kind of smoke and mirrors. We're not increasing the amount of funding in those amounts. Same amount, just the percentage is calculated from a lower figure. And there are some things possibly with transportation that could impact that, but I do think we're in a positive place. We don't have cash flow issues like other school districts do. We don't have highs and lows, and so a 12% carryover is good and is enough. So we'll keep you informed as that potentially fluctuates. And we need to continue to lobby to protect funding, a continuing ECA, and then capital construction for me now more than anything, I think, and Jaron will present next month, to maintain our major maintenance money. But we have these projects that need to be funded, and they're outside of the major maintenance dollar scopes, really roofs. I've been here long enough. This is the second time we've talked about roofs at North and Horizon, or North and Davis, in the last 15, 20 years. And now we're back again. And those are big dollar items. So with all the other things that are big dollars to maintain the schools at the level we do. So the rest is, I'm not going to go through that. These are timelines, just kind of a date to put out there that I haven't added to this, but I will. That is the public forum on educational funding is Thursday, February 26th at 6 p.m. at Evanston Middle School. It will be in the paper. There's notice, I think, twice. And then we'll do a Power School blast probably that week right before to encourage parents to attend. Even with the second day of the legislative session, we're better off than we were on the first day. So we'll keep our fingers crossed with that. Any questions? Oh, and it does, down at the bottom, it does talk about, and you've already experienced our first two presentations, is we do give every department an opportunity to talk to you about their budget needs and priorities. And so we've switched activities in special education with maintenance and technology, so they're going to do a flip-flop, but we'll get that adjusted. But that is our budget priorities. I'm confident that we will be able to continue to bring in the budget where we need to and provide staff, hopefully, at minimum, salary increase, but at maximum, we'd like to provide the most we possibly can. That's really dependent on what the legislators does with funding. So that is our budget timeline and kind of processes. As always, we'll keep, I think every board meeting there is a budget update, a legislative update. Draft budgets are in May, and then we have a budget hearing in June, and then of course the budget's approved in July, the third Wednesday in July. So that's where we are. Questions?
I've heard the phrase first in, first out in terms of budgeting, but I'm not sure if that's just like a back of the hand sort of thing, or is that an actual like policy, or I don't see that in here at all.
No, it's certainly not a policy. It would be, I think, procedural, just kind of, if you want to even get into fairness. the last thing we add is probably the first thing that we lose, if we have that kind of level cuts. And those would be reflective of more of a Tier 2 or a Tier 3 cut. We haven't had to go ever into Tier 3. Tier 3 would be severe cuts, deletion of programs. We've had, over the last 14 years, always Tier 1 cuts, as far away from the classroom as possible. Even that is not written, but it's kind of our standard. I don't think I could say that any of the last added programs aren't important. I mean, they're all important, so how do you weigh the importance of one over the other? Well, you wouldn't. You would just say, look, that's kind of how this is structured. We had that discussion with administrators today. One of the last things added at our elementary is vital now, and that is our science program, because it is a tested area, but that's not why we've added it. It's in a critical part of a fundamental education, and it's a priority. That was the last added. I mean, is that the first we cut when we get to that level? Hopefully not, but that's where the discussion would start. We've had history in the district for a long time, and we've even talked about that, is when I started at the elementary, we did not have the quality of program we have now. It is just built to what it is now, and it is truly a premium program at a budget price. The legislator would say the opposite, but what we offer, K-12, is unique to us, and I think that's the important message, is the model funds our programs, but it is you, the school board, through local control, that determines how that funding is spent. Through your leadership in terms of direction, and now more than ever with our PLCs, getting at the grassroots of who's making the decisions about curriculum, it's our teachers. It would just be a shame to have to get into those Tier 2 and Tier 3 cuts, where we even talk about programs. I would say, and be cautious, let's don't add any. Let's don't look at anything new in terms of expenditures, because the two programs that we probably subsidize the most are food service and activities, because in our community, those are vital. So anyway, that's kind of the overall picture. Any of this can be modified, especially as we get to the point where we do understand our bottom line in terms of our entitlement. We'll look at this again. But these are just guidelines that we have followed, and I think we've been successful with for the last 15 years.
Okay. Good. Any questions at all? No? Okay. Okay, we can move on. Administrator contracts.
Chairman Peterson, members of the board, you do have a list of administrators that their contracts will be approved in March. Again, there's no representation of any increases at this point, because we don't know that. There is an extra name on there, just to point out that Assistant Superintendent Rigby will retire at the end of this school year. Congratulations to him and his plans moving forward, and very proud of the work he's done, and he'll be missed. But again, that's just for your perusal, and it will be approved next month. Any questions?
No. Yeah, so we don't have any of that information electronically in our stuff.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We
He
do?
does, I don't.
I don't.
We have the contracts.
You have contracts?
I don't.
There's no attachment to our contracts?
You didn't sign into assembly then, did you?
I did at my house.
Well, I
looked
didn't
at
do it right, because I don't have it. Surprise, surprise.
Not
I
signed
don't,
on assembly,
but
though, is it?
I may have signed on differently too.
Single sign-on? Go to the top and log in.
I don't have it either. That's interesting. Sherry has it, I don't have it. But
Again.
I can throw those up on the screen if you want to see it. Of course, yeah. So how come I don't have it either? Somehow it must be the way you were logged on.
District's website. Yeah. Go to assembly.
Right there. Login. Now, just single sign on. If you do that every single time, it's signing you into your actual account. That's, so now go to meetings.
Just go to meetings now. I don't know how I missed that.
See, now you're signed in.
Yeah.
Before you weren't, so
I wasn't,
anything,
yeah.
anything that's executive, they won't let you look at.
No, we can't look at it.
So now it should, meeting list, you should be able to find it.
Contracts.
Yeah, they're there now. I logged off and logged back on through my single sign-on, and it's
They're
there now.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't got any.
Thank you.
Yeah, you gotta log in.
Yeah.
There it is with the wall next to it. And it's got the attachment, so you should be able to.
We should be able to pull it
I can print one off if you'd like a hard copy.
I got a hard copy right
Oh,
here.
okay, you do,
It's in the
that's
book,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't there the first time.
It wasn't because you were logged
I wonder how I signed on the first time. Always a mystery.
So how do you get it open?
Click on it.
I have it now.
Click on that.
Yeah, okay.
Resignations.
Does anyone, I have a hard copy if anyone wants to see a hard copy.
I'll take one. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. I didn't even notice it.
Down at the walk. So, well, yeah, I changed it. So here. Originally on the walk down here. Now somebody's not on our side, they can't even see that line. That's why I won't let it set up there.
Okay. Everybody had a chance to look through those? Okay. And we're not going to approve those contracts today, that'll be next
March.
month?
Next
Yeah.
month.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that concludes our discussion items unless there's any questions associated with this at this time. Nope. Okay, we can move on to public comments.
Moving on.
Huh.
Thank goodness.
Nothing to say about somebody retiring, leaving the district at all? No, not really. No hope in talking him to coming back? Okay, all right, just ask him. Okay, with that being said, no public comments, we will now move on to our action items. No personnel.
Yes, there is.
Oh, was that attached in there too?
Yep.
Okay,
You need them, Dave?
that should be in here.
I can go through them orally if you'd like.
On the resignations?
Yes, we have resignations.
Yeah, I've got the resignations and the hires.
Yep.
Yeah, so if, roll down through those real quick. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 resignations.
Yes.
1 hire and 2 leave of absence. So-
Correct.
Okay,
And our recommendation is you improve all those.
of all those.
Do them
Does
all in one
everybody
shot.
see those?
Yep.
Okay. So I need a motion to approve the resignations and contract as submitted.
So moved.
Second that motion.
I have a motion, I have a second. Jenny or Dave on the second. Any discussions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to approve the school calendar for 26, 27, and 27 and 28.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the calendar for 20, whatever the days were.
26, 27, 27, 28.
28.
Okay. I have a motion.
Second.
And I have a second. Any discussion?
I was giving Janice a chance, but she wouldn't.
Oh, she wasn't? We were waiting on you, Janice.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was focused.
Okay.
Thanks, Brian.
Any discussion?
Bringing that to everyone's attention. Do
All in
that
favor
one
say
more
aye.
time.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed?
Did you hear me?
Motion carries.
Yeah. Ready to move on.
Okay.
He's getting prepped for the next one.
Yeah, I'm seeing this right now, so. Action items to approve the purchases of buses and vehicles.
Chairman Peterson, members of the board, Mr. Fackrell and CFO Williams.
So I've come to ask for approval. WDE has approved us to replace 2 buses, bus for bus. One of them actually qualifies for DARA funds, which comes in at $55,798. We can get back to DARA funds to replace that bus. That'll help us keep the age of the fleet down, and it's always nice to have new buses to keep the students in. That includes purchase of 2 new camera systems for those 2 new buses. What would that cost? Total cost would be $404,591.25. Estimated delivery time is always a rough estimate. They're saying July, August. They preemptively ordered a bunch that are already in manufacturing for districts like us that are gonna end up ordering some, so we won't have to wait a whole another year. So if we were to order now, hopefully, I would say August, September is what I'd be told.
Of this year. Of this
Would
year.
be next fiscal year.
Yeah, next fiscal year, but the end of this year.
2026.
Okay.
Fall to early winter 2026. And along with that, they've also allowed us to replace 1 bus for 3 student Suburbans. We have the 6 student Suburbans now. They're constantly used. Right now, at the high school, we have 3 there that are being used pretty much every day. We've got 1 at Horizon, and then 2 at Transportation that kind of float around. And we just are in desperate need of more student Suburbans. So that was the agreement with them, and they said we would take a bus out of our fleet, which would go from 34 to 33. We could turn that into student Suburbans from 69, and then they're just reimbursed the same as a bus. They gave us up to the cost of a bus, so 3 Suburbans would be. MSRP is $68,995. They gave us a discount through their bidding program. A little bit of a delivery fee because they are coming from out of state. Total would be $196,515, and they are available immediately. They have them on their lot.
Those are the Suburbans. And what's the difference between the bus and the Suburbans? Are we gonna have to pay more money? Because you said it was the cost of a bus. So are we coming under or over? Does
We're
it?
under the cost of a bus.
Okay, perfect, okay.
Yeah, we're allowed $223 for a new
Okay.
bus, so we're under that.
Okay, so your proposal is 2 buses and 3 Suburbans. Okay. Are they fast buses? The ones you brought out and that we raced that one time, they weren't that
That was the
impressive.
drivers. We train them to be safe.
If we're gonna pay that much money, they should be fast.
Well, these will be the Thomas buses that we've been ordering, so we'll just be keeping with the same.
And they're coming with the really comfortable seats that we tried? Okay, thank you. Okay.
No, these are just the regular route buses, they're
Okay.
75 passenger, just same thing.
So you just need a motion to approve this?
Well,
You better talk to John first.
John's done.
But yes, we will.
Okay.
Are you done?
Okay, you're done.
John doesn't want to interrupt.
I don't want to interrupt.
The money man doesn't want to interrupt.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Does
John's
John?
not here,
He's not
yeah.
here, but.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's yours, good.
Okay. Mr. Chairman and members of the board, there are some legislative movements right now that will affect us if they go into play. And so what, let me kind of, I don't know if the recalibration bill has this legislation or if it's something
Something separate.
separate. But Representative Heiner, this is one of his babies. And he's the chair of the recalibration committee. And so what the state is contemplating doing is basically paying off all of the buses throughout the state. So right now what's happened is that if we buy a bus, we pay for the entire bus with our money, and then you get reimbursed 20% each year for 5 years. Okay, so what we've done at U101, all but 1 year that I can remember, is we have leased it, because they'll pay the lease, the interest and everything, and they, you know, it's like, why carry that money for 5 years? There's 4 years that we're not getting interest income on that. And so the state is saying, hey, we are going to pay off all of those bus purchases, and we are not going to allow you to do a lease, okay? And so this bus that they're talking about, the 2 buses in 2027, would be, we pay for it in full, but you also get reimbursed next year in full, okay? So this document kind of shows you the cash flow. And so in 2025, that's last year, we paid $202,000. In this year's revenue, we received $202,000. In 2026, we are scheduled in June to pay for the buses that are due $202,000. Then we have 2 buses that are going to be delivered in 2026. And so we've got, if the legislation goes into play, we shouldn't take out a lease between now and June. We've got to pay it in full. The budget doesn't support that. So you know, it's a, hey, in June I'm going to come and we need to gross that up, okay? But the good news is that you see on the revenue column on 2027, we get $1.14 million coming in, okay? So then Travis was talking about payments in full of 3 Suburbans, and he quoted you a number that's $1,000 more. He says $196,515, and the number I've got is $195,515. So, okay. And then we also, because in order to get it reimbursed, we also have to pay off the leases. See, we've just been doing them as we go. Other districts that have paid off the thing in full, well, they've satisfied it. We haven't. And so if you look down at the bottom in the 3 numbers, it says 2026 expenditure budget for buses is $667,140. That's the amount that's in the budget as it currently stands, okay? And I'm saying, hey, we're gonna need $1,142,000. It's actually $143,000. It sounds like $277,001. Okay, so we'll need to adjust upwards
$475,000 between now and June if the legislation comes into play. So it's like, what I would recommend is you give a tentative, yeah, go ahead and start ordering the buses, but we'll need to play that card when the legislature plays their hand. Okay, in other words, I don't want to, pay off all the buses and then they don't do what they want to do. So, but this gives you a cash flow, kind of what's happening, and a budget differential. So I wanted to give you that before you make a motion.
Yeah.
And things, so that there's understanding, okay?
Okay.
Is there, John, is there a prepay penalty on the lease?
I haven't asked. Usually they'll, in most instances, you can ask and say, all right, give me the payoff amount. So the answer is I don't know, but I think we can get out of it. They may ding us a little bit, but
Yeah.
I'll see if I can pass that on to the state.
Yeah, just
That's
get
their,
reimbursed. Yes,
that's
that's
their
deal, but yeah.
and things. So, any other questions?
Nope.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So I need a motion to approve the purchase of 2 buses and 3 Suburbans.
So moved.
Second that motion.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any discussions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Travis, thank you.
All righty, with that being said, we'll move on to our board roundtable. Anything? Board roundtable.
I would just like to say, and hopefully the principals can pass this on to their teachers and staff members. I know that there's a lot of trepidation out there involving this recalibration and the legislation and everything, and I've heard a few of the teachers are, extremely worried. I just want you to know that from a district and board standpoint, that the focus in our district has always been our teachers and staff and our students. And I've heard that, a lot of the teachers are feeling undervalued and just really worried about their jobs. But I just want to let you know and to let your staff know that I appreciate everything that you guys do for our district, everything the teachers and staff are doing, and that we always try and do everything within our power to make sure that we can maintain what we have and just build going forward. So if you'll please let them know.
Great.
I'd just like to thank Doug.
Yeah, yeah.
For all of the work you put in here. You've been a fantastic asset to the school district, and we appreciate that. We're going to miss you. It's not going to be the same in here without you.
You can come every second Tuesday.
Public
You can still come.
Keep
Yeah.
attending all you want to. Yeah. Would like somebody to have public comments every once in a while.
You're leaving some very big shoes to fill, both literally and figuratively. And so I would just like to, congratulate you and wish you the best of whatever you choose to do next. And
And in
leave
the
it at
fall,
that.
you can apply for the school board.
Yeah, see, there you go.
There you go.
State Superintendent, Public Instruction.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
When is the last board meeting for you two? So that we can do this properly.
June, I guess.
June?
Yeah.
Yeah.
June 10th.
Okay.
Well, I plan to come every other month, so every month I'll be here.
Yeah.
First Tuesday of the month, I know where I'll be.
Yeah, ditto, Ryan, thank you, so you'll
I got
be,
one thing.
go ahead.
I think we need to put out there to the public that they need to get involved with the legislature
Yes, still.
and still and get on top of what's going
Inundate
on.
them.
Yeah, inundate them. Let them know that we care about our schools, okay?
So encourage your staff to do that as well.
Yeah, that'd make a big difference.
Yeah, so,
Well, and the other thing is, this is an election year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, to get out and vote and really scrutinize who the candidates are, and hopefully Senator Schuler runs again. But I think it's imperative that the people that are against not only the school district, but the survival of the state need to go someplace else.
Yep.
Got people on the state level too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I can tell you who to vote for, but I won't.
Okay. Any other comments? None?
Nope.
All right, I need a motion to adjourn.
I would do that. I would make a motion to adjourn our meeting.
I got a motion and I have a second. Any discussions? None? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. We are adjourned.